Okay, so the ice cream flavor that I would be Ben and Jerry's salted caramel core. It's sweet, a little salty at times, and it has little chunks of blonde brownie to push it over the top. And I feel like that represents my personality because I'm sweet, but sometimes I can be a little salty, and especially when I'm hangry. and um, I have blonde hair, and it's just a little bit of blonde to push it over the top. And if I was on American Idol right now, I would have to sing Fight Song by Rachel Platten because it's just an overall good song and it has a good beat and it's catchy and something that you just can't get out of your head once you listen to it. And the meaning behind the song is just so well written and I just love that song.
My power's turned on, starting right now. I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song, and I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me.
So I've been kidnapped and I call on the Friends cast to make my rescue attempt because I just love that show, as you can tell. And they just are a bundle of fun and like you never know what you're gonna get from each member. And so I would choose Chandler to help me like talk the kidnappers out of kidnapping me and use his one-liners to get them to like let me go. And then I would choose Rachel because she is always like latest in style and trendy, and maybe the kidnappers would look at her and be like, oh wait, we don't want her, we want Rachel because she's the one that's trendy and in and knows all the latest fashion and the latest things. And I would choose Monica just because Monica just likes to run things, so I think she would get me out of there real quick. And I would choose Ross because Ross always has to have a plan for something, and he loves to plan things, and he would have a thought out plan of how to get me out of there fast and easy. And then I would choose Joey because Joey's always like, how you doing? And he would just like ask me how I'm doing, and he would be there for like moral support, I guess you could say. And then I would choose Phoebe because she just everything she says like that comes out of her mouth is just hilarious. Like smelly cat. Like she would just be there for laughs, and I would just choose her to come help rescue me just for the laughs. Okay, so I'm a huge sports fan, like baseball, football, hockey, tennis, but my favorite sport to watch is definitely basketball. And my favorite NBA team is the Golden State Warriors. And if I could have coffee with anyone, dead or alive, it would have to be Steph Curry. He's the point guard for Golden State. And I would not want to have coffee with him. I would want to go to his house or go to his house and have his wife Aisha cook for us because she's a world-known cook, and I just want to try her food too. And I would just want to like ask him how he stays so strong in his faith because he's the only basketball player I know of that he has Bible verse on his shoes, and after he makes a three, he always goes and points up to God. And in his interviews, he like talks about how he's so strong in his faith, and I just want to know how he does that with like all the hate he gets on social media about it and how he just stays strong through it all. And I just want to ask him about that and like how he is so strong in his faith with all the negative things that come his way. Okay, so this is when it gets really personal. So my most impactful experience actually happened to me a few weeks ago when I went to Texas with some people from my last Lighthouse trip that I went on last summer. And we went to see some families that we served, and we saw one girl who was just relapsed, and she's doing well, and she's on chemo, but we got to see her, and that was all good. But we also went to see the family that I personally served, and his name is Jalen, and he's 16, and he has a brain tumor, and it's so rare that doctors don't have a cure. So when like he went in, then didn't know what it was for a long time, and they finally diagnosed him with the cancer that he has. and it's so rare that they didn't have anything to treat him with. So he when he first found out about it, they told him the day he would never live past was November 24th of 2016, which was this Thanksgiving, and that's really hard for his mom. And so we went to see them in Texas, in Wichita Falls, and we just got to see like how they are outside of Lighthouse. Like, we got to play with them and see Jalen. He's in a coma, but his mom says that he knows we were there, and so that's so cool just to like be able to see him one last time when we thought we wouldn't see him again. And we got to see that see you laters really are real. They're actually see you laters, not goodbye. And it was just so cool to see how this family like operated outside of Lighthouse, and how like it really is hard for them like outside of Lighthouse. Like the things they talk about at Lighthouse, they're not just making them up. Like the hospital visits, the hospice nurses, the hospice bed, like it's so real. And it was so impactful to me just because I got to see how strong his mom has to be in her faith to be able to see her son like that every day. And it just impacted me so much. Like it just impacted me. Like I don't have words to describe how I felt like when I went into his room to see him, and his hospice nurses were just there like loving on him, and his mom, like she can just see her son like that when he was once a football player running around, and it was just so impactful to me.